Hello everyone and welcome to #FridaySews. I'm Lisa Ann Spencer and I'm here in my little sewing closet and I'm going to tell you what I got accomplished last week and what I plan to do next week. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Alright, so you see I am wearing the completed Simplicity 8595. I always have to look at the number because I can't seem to remember numbers. But I showed you last week the toile that I made out of the sheet, and I talked about the changes that I was going to make in this one to cause it to fit me better, and I did that. I cut the top to a medium and then graded to the large in the hips and on down. So but I still had the same problem with the sleeves. Even with the medium size and the stretchy knit fabric, there was really like a 1-inch gape here at the shoulders. So I had to actually undo all this and bring this in a 5/8 of an inch, like an additional seam allowance here and on the back side as well for both. It was a little, aggravating to have to do, but it was fun. It went pretty smoothly, and now I'm pleased with it. So I'm all done, and I'm wearing it to church tonight, and I will pop in a photo here of the full length. Right, so what else did I do? Yeah, I did make another t-shirt pillow. I had this 16 by 16 pillow form and one of my daughter's t-shirts that she's grown out of. I looked for a tutorial and I couldn't really find one that was satisfactory, so I said, okay, I'm just gonna, wing it. So since the pillow form was 16 by 16, I just centered the design and made sure it was 16 by whatever double 16 is. 32, yes, 16 wide, 32 long. And I also wanted to include the neck for some interest, and so I think it turned out really pretty. I'm not quite finished with it yet. This is the bottom of the t-shirt, and I wanted to make it an envelope. So I have to stitch a little bit on each side here and put in a small strip of Velcro, and then this will be complete. So I was pleased with it. It's very soft and cuddly. I think it would make a great pillow to have like on a car trip. So this may be where that goes. My daughter says, Mom, I already have tons of pillows. This is really more about me than her now. All right, well, this week and last week I started on a new dress for my daughter. It is Simplicity 8637. I showed this to you a while back when I originally purchased it. Let me just go ahead and pull it out of the project bag. My project bags are Ziploc bags and Joann's and Hobby Lobby, bags. So here we go. Maybe that'll make it a little easier. This is view C. And that's what's shown here, and we are doing view C, except we are adding sleeves. I made her the sleeveless dress a couple of weeks ago, and she feels like she needs to wear a shawl with it when she wears it to church. So if we put sleeves on this one, she won't feel compelled to do that, and she'll be more comfortable. So the material that she chose, and I just have a scrap here, is stretch chiffon. This is called gray and white thistle, and it has a slight little bit of like a pinkish coral in the flower there. I'm going to say this speaks to her Scottish heritage of loving thistles. The thistle is the national flower of Scotland, I believe. So anyway, lovely silky drape, not too difficult to work with. I have it all cut out, and I did get the bodice complete this last few days. So you can see the crisscross front. It's fully lined. It has these ties that go in through the hole. One tie is very long, one tie is short because it's going to wrap around and tie on the side. So hopefully next week I'll have this completed to show you. But I am very pleased with it so far. And I want to share a couple of things that I've learned from #FridaySews and from other YouTube videos that I want to share. And I wish I could say who mentioned this first. I know other people have mentioned the type of thread. Where did my thread go? I must have knocked it off. So I have some on my machine. I'm just going to pick this up and show you. And most of you are probably familiar with this, but because I haven't sewn in so many years, I don't know about a lot of these things. This is called Elo Flex. It is a 100% polyester thread, and it has been a game changer on this 1948 Singer sewing machine. It's great for sewing these stretch knits because it's very flexible. And it feels so wonderful, and it's so strong, and I have had no trouble sewing either this dress, which is the double brushed stretch knit, and this silky, this chiffon. So also I had watched a video, and by the way, I think it was Polly Sews that mentioned Maraflex thread, and I went to look for that, and it told about the Elo Flex, and this was available at Joann's. So I picked up like 6 spools while I was there. But I watched Bernadette Peters. A lot of you know who she is, and she had interviewed a girl, and I can't remember her name, but I'll try to find the link and post it below, about she did an episode all about ironing, pressing, steaming, and how important it is in garment making, and that was very enlightening to me. And she talked about, you know, purchasing a ham, and what type you should get for pressing curves and things like that. So, well, I don't have one, and I really needed one for this bodice because the bodice has several bust darts. Like there's one here and one that comes up here and to a point, and you get kind of weird creases and stuff in there if you're not careful. So I took a pair of my husband's very thickest wool socks, balled them up, and this actually made a nice pressing ham for those bust darts. So, you know, necessity is the mother of invention. This works great in a pinch. Maybe somebody will get me a ham for Christmas. You know, not a honey baked ham, but a pressing ham. That would be cool. Okay, so is that it? Oh, so I had made a couple of weeks ago the new look pattern that many of you are familiar with, 64-34, and I did it in that 100% cotton jersey, and I liked it, but it was too big, and the material just felt, it just wasn't really comfortable and pleasant. So when I was at Joann's getting thread, I found this beautiful double brush poly spandex. So anyway, isn't that gorgeous? The name of it is Light Blue Fall Bouquet. I love blue. We're coming up on fall, and I just thought that this would make a very lovely new look blouse. So I'll be doing that maybe next week, not the week after. So other than that, I ordered some patterns off Etsy. Well, what I did when I was in Joann's is the Simplicity $1.99 pattern sale was over. Butterick had their excuse me, $1.99 pattern sale going, and I looked through but didn't see anything that I couldn't live without. But in the Simplicity patterns, I found 3 for active wear. And I told you about my plan maybe last week that I'm going to make me a super uber modest swimsuit. And I found 3 patterns, took pictures of them, and then found them on Etsy. Does anybody else do that? I don't want to pay $21 for a pattern when I can get it for $5 or $6 on Etsy. I know that there's a lot of gals that go to the $1.99 sale, buy a lot of patterns, and then sell them, which is awesome, and I'm glad you do that. But I take advantage of that, and so I have some pictures on my phone. I was really hoping that my patterns would arrive by now, but they haven't. So I'll show you those next week, but basically it's leggings, a t-shirt, and a skirt, and all the patterns look very suitable for color blocking. So now the next step is to order swimwear fabric. So I looked while I was in Joann's, but they're sold out of everything except the solid colors. So I thought, okay, I'll just get online and look and see if I can find some, and I was totally overwhelmed. I'm kind of narrowing it down. I discovered Fabric Fairy, and their website was really easy to use. And also, when you choose a swimsuit fabric that you like, it makes suggestions of coordinating colors. I need that, and I don't trust my own eyes when I'm judging colors on the internet. And of course, I will order swatches just to double check and make sure. But anyway, I'm hoping that I can get that taken care of in the next week and start sewing a swimsuit. So anyway, if any of you out there have some advice on swimwear fabric, I read that polyester is really perfect, but it doesn't have a lot of stretch. Well, I don't really mind not having the stretch. I would like it to be really firm and, hold everything in really well. So, but if you can share maybe any experience or some suggestions regarding swimwear fabric before I go and spend a lot of money on that. Another thing that I am going to do is take a lot of these scraps from these dresses that I have been making, and I'm going to make some hair bands and scrunchies and things like that to match the dresses. My girls and I, we all have long hair, and we can't seem to keep up with scrunchies, so I'm just going to make a bunch, and it's a good way to use up some of the scraps. Life, my month of August has been totally dominated with Bible study, because I was invited to post a daily commentary on a women's Facebook page that I belong to on the book of Proverbs. August has 31 days, Proverbs has 31 chapters. I love Proverbs. I've been a student of Proverbs for 15 years at least, and I could not resist when they asked me to do that. Then as a result, I got invited to also share that on another site. So every day I'm spending 3 hours at least writing these commentaries. So life has been full of Proverbs, which is a good thing. So that's really about it. Thank you so much for stopping by again and tuning in to #FridaySews. And here I would like to remind you to check out Jen's channel at Today in Jen's Sewing Room. She is the creator of #FridaySews. She has a very educational, fun-filled, entertaining YouTube channel, and I would encourage you to check it out. And I'm sure that watching these videos, not mine only, but all the other people who participate, might get you motivated to get in your sewing room and get sewing. All right, thanks for watching. See you again next week.